So we've been talking about the
Simple present.
simple present tense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And today we're going to talk about how to use the simple present tense with question words. So in English, we've got all these question words that begin with the letter W.
What?
Right? You know them already?
What?
We've got what?
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 Why?
Okay.
How?
Now there's a certain order, so if you say them, I'll put them in the right order, right? So what? Okay.
How?
Where?
How? I heard how. How doesn't actually begin with W, so I'm gonna put that, but that's all right. I was going to
Why?
explain that or include that one
Why?
later. Okay. All right. So I heard who. All right. Who is going to go right here.
Why? Why?
All right. Why? Yeah.
Where? When?
Where?
Whose?
There's
When?
one more.
When?
When. Right. So these are all like question words, right? So let's say them together. Ready? 1, 2, go.
Who?
What?
When?
Where? Why?
How?
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 One more time. Who?
Who?
What?
When?
Where?
Why?
How? Right? Okay. So in the present simple, right? With these question words, I'm going to use a D word. Okay. So who? It could be did, but that would be the past tense, right? So we're going to say either do or does, right? If I'm using you,
Does.
if I'm using you, I'm going to say
Does.
do. Not did. If you're saying did, you're thinking about the past tense, a little bit advanced, right? So we can say who, do, you, and then give me a base verb.
Like.
Who do you like? Oh, that's a good. Do you like anyone? Or love, right? Should we go with like or love?
Love.
Who do you love?
What do
Like. Who do
You like?
like?
Who do you like?
What do you do?
Right? Okay.
What?
All right, give me
What do
another
you
one.
mean?
Let's do another one. So what? Should we go with do
What?
again?
What do you mean?
Do you?
Do.
man.
Oh, what do you do?
How?
What do you do? That's a good question for an adult, right? It could be something like this too. What do you do every day? Right? So for example, every day I eat, every day I go to school, every day
Sometimes.
I clean my house.
I clean my house, right? Things that I do every day.
When
Alright, give me
did
one
you
with
come
when.
When did you come back?
Did you?
So if I'm saying did, you guys, that's the, I keep hearing
When do
did,
you-
that's the past tense,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
When
But
do
for
you
today,
wake
we're
up?
only talking about the either do or
When
does,
do
right?
you
When do you
When do you wake up? I love it. Or at what time, right? When do you wake up? Right? Where? It's a good word.
What is Cortez?
Well,
Where
Where
is
is-
Cortez? That's a great question. Let's use the helping verb, so do or does. So it's gonna have to be a different question, right? That's a to be verb, right?
Where are you?
Ah, I love it, right? So did you hear that? Where does? She said teach. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we've got where does Mr. Lang teach? Now, do you see it's do? Why did we use does this time?
Oh,
Because where?
It's a person, right? How many people is Mr. Lang?
He.
Only one. Are we kind of sad that there's only one Mr. Lang? Yeah, that's kind of sad. Don't you wish there were 20 of me? Okay. So where does Mr. Lang teach? I love it. Okay, why?
Why you talk too much?
Why did
Why do you? I love it. Why do you talk?
you?
Why do you? And he said talk.
Yeah, talk too much.
Like the one who talk too much.
Usually we would say, why do you talk so much? Right? There are several students we could say that about, right? Why do you talk so much?
How much?
How
do you like?
how do you do?
Well, you know what? Let's
How are you?
How
How
about
do
this
you
one?
do?
How are you? There's a good one, right? That you all know. How are you, right? There's a question that you need to learn when you first learn a language, right? So, for example, if you're talking to somebody and that person speaks your language and you want to know how to say the word in English,
How do you tend to eat breakfast?
how do you eat breakfast?
How
What do you say? There's what I'm going with, right?
How do you
So, for example, how do you
eat breakfast?
how do you say, right? Or if I want to know about your language, right? How do you say hello
In the Kenya one.
in Kinyarwanda? I might spell it wrong.
Sorry. Kirinyarwanda. Kirinyarwanda.
Bisa?
Did I spell it wrong?
Ya,
You have to put W on.
Kinya. Kinai. K-I-N.
K-I.
Yeah, that.
Oh, there's no R.
Yeah.
Sorry. K-I-N.
Oh, you gonna put A between A and W.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
A out.
Yeah.
K-I.
So you
Okay.
have to take off the A and then put the W on.
Kinyarwanda.
Do you have this thing?
L.
This thing?
Yeah,
You look
L.
at
L. No, don't erase the A.
L.
L.
And L.
Mr.
L?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No W?
Say, how do you say
You
hello
got-
in French?
So I was like,
No,
yeah, I guess.
Kinyarwanda.
Your brother is confused.
Yeah, put it. Yeah, Kinyarwanda.
I'm just gonna go with Swahili.
Yeah, Swahili.
Okay.
No,
But
in
easy
Arabic.
to spell.
Yeah,
Because
Here, I'll put Swahili and Arabic, and then I'll put French.
And the first thing Kinyarwanda is not on Google.
Oh,
It's only Swahili on Google.
you gotta make me glad.
That's true, right? But Kinyarwanda is a language. I just don't know how to spell it. All right. So how do you spell Kinyarwanda? Right. How do you say hello in Swahili? How do you say hello in Swahili?
Mambo.
Jambo, right? Jambo. All right. Good. How do you say hello in Arabic?
Mashallah, mashallah, mashallah,
Mashallah.
mashallah.
I think it's
Marhaba.
marhaba. Marhaba. All right. And French?
Bonjour.
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 Comment ça va?
No, hello is salut.
Et salut.
Salut botu.
Salut.
All right.
Salut botu.
Do you want to know how to say hello in Indonesian?
Yeah.
It's so easy. Hello.
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 In Spanish, hola.
In Spanish?
Hola.
Hola. All right. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. So that's really what this lesson is about. Is creating these questions: who, what, when, where, why, how, in the present simple.
I'm Jeremy.
All right.
Oh,
All right. I need
Oh,
Jeremy.
I'm
I
Jeremy.
need
Me.
Yoshio.
Me.
All right. Here's Yoshio over
Jeremy
here.
is me.
Um.
Jeremy is a man. Jeremy is a boy, mister.
Jeremy is a boy,
Yes.
or is Jeremy a man?
You remember yesterday?
No.
Yeah.
I was
Yesterday.
yeah, I was
Two
really
of things.
Every
All right.
afternoon.
We'll let
He
you
lived
go. All right. I'm
yesterday.
so sorry.
He lived yesterday.
Damn.
Did both of you read yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did it yesterday.
Oh.
He did yesterday.
No, he didn't. He did it yesterday.
I don't even remember.
Let me
It's
try.
So how do you like United States?
Yoshio. You're Yoshio, right?
Oh,
Okay.
I like it a lot, but it is really different from Japan.
Okay, everyone say this with me real quick. It's so not it is, but it's so when you see that apostrophe,
It's ready.
right? Don't say it is, even though it means it is, right? We say it's. Okay, continue.
What do you mean?
Well, for one thing, I think people work
Longer.
hours in Japan.
Good. So it's longer hours. The H is silent. Longer hours in Japan.
Some
Okay.
people work for earlier.
Pretty late. Pretty late.
Forward.
Mhm.
What time do people go to the bed?
What time do people go to bed there in Japan? Okay. Well,
When students
study
a lot, so they
stay up
stay up till
midnight.
midnight or later, and my father stays up till 1 or 2 a.m.
Okay.
What?
Before we go on, right? So think about students. So students in Japan, every night, what time do they go to bed? What does it say? What did Yoshio?
1 o'clock.
Wow.
No, that's her father.
They
Or his
go to
father,
bed
right?
late.
Well, they stay up till what time? What does it say?
Late.
Look at it. Look again. It says, well,
2 o'clock.
students study a lot, so they stay up till what time?
Later.
Midnight or
Wow.
later. What time is midnight?
That's
Middle night.
10 o'clock?
6.
10 o'clock?
No.
No.
2 o'clock?
No.
12.
12 o'clock. I'm glad we talked about this.
Yeah, I said 12, mister.
I heard lots of wrong answers. I didn't hear your correct answer. Okay. So 12 o'clock a.m. is midnight. Okay. So think about that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right? The students, think about kids your age, they go to bed at midnight or even later.
Like me.
They will.
Okay. Now some of you might do that now, right? And if you ever come to school all tired, that's probably why, right? Not getting enough sleep, right? And then Yoshio says that the father stays up until 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning every night. Again, say it with me. Again and again. Okay, continue with Jeremy.
Why does he stay so late? What does he do?
What does he do? What does he do?
This businessman also in
Business,
after
Meat?
meet, clients,
nice in the
evening. So he's a businessman. He works for a business. He works for a company, a corporation, right? So he has to meet with people every night. Okay, continue.
What time do people get up in the morning in Japan?
Or maybe 7 or
30
7:30 I sleep in
on weekends.
Me too. What else?
What else?
What else is different?
home.
Not home. Everyone says.
Home will people want their shows in the house here
In Japan,
in Japan where
we take
our shows
shoes.
of the doorway.
Okay, so what the person is saying is in Japan, you don't go inside your house with shoes.
Before
You take them off, right? Maybe in your country too, right? Do you wear your shoes inside?
No.
Yeah.
No, a lot of
A lot of people don't do that,
The
right?
house is different.
A lot of people want the floors to stay clean, so they take off their shoes before they go inside. Not your house?
My house is
think
The house is different.
I think it's a good idea,
Yeah.
personally. All
Really,
right.
everyone?
Yes, everyone.
So what do you like best about the United States?
People here are really open-eyed.
Already?
Already have a lot of friends like
Redmond.
Redmond High School.
That's great. Hey, we have to go to the
Calculus.
calculus class.
It's a math class.
What time does it start?
2:30.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Yay. All right. So before we move on, you got some questions, right? Like what time? What did you see? Yeah. What time?
How do you like?
Oh, I forgot. Here, let me back up a little bit. Let's go from the beginning.
How do you like?
So how do you like?
What do you mean?
what you
What time?
How do you like the United States, right? What do you mean?
What time
What time
do people to go?
All right. What else do you see? What time do people?
Why?
what
does
is
he start? Why does he stay up? What does he do?
what
Well,
What time do people go to bed, right? Why does he stay up?
Well, so what also? Eat. What
So
do you
late, right? What else did you see?
What I do like.
Oh, what does he do?
What time do people?
What do you like?
What time do people get up?
What is
Do you see how useful this is? We use these
What do you
questions, we ask these questions all the time.
What do you
what
like?
is
What do you like? Make that the last one. I'm running out of room. What do you like?
you forgot one?
That's okay. That's a pretty good list. So let's look at these, right? So we've got do, you, like, right? So you do, you like, right? And so we want to make sure that do,
You
goes with the pronoun, right? They have to go together, right? We can't say how does you like, right? How do you like? What if I change you to he?
It's done.
Does, right? How does he like? Okay. So we've got do
Mean,
and mean, right? The base verb, right? We've got
time, do,
do,
People
and
go.
right? Okay. And people would be they, right? We've
Does,
got does and
stop,
stay,
he,
he, right? We've got does
Does,
and
do.
do and he
time,
time,
and
people,
do,
and
get,
get or get up,
people,
people, right? Which is they.
do,
And then do.
you,
like,
you.
What?
What do you like? What do you like? Right? So kind of useful questions, right? And there's another one. What time does it start, right? So does and start are the verbs, and does and it go together. Here, look at the next page. All right, so we've got some vocabulary. The first one, it says go to bed early. Say that with me. Go to bed early. Do you go to bed early?
no,
What time do you go to bed?
12,
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, right? Stay up, how about the next one? Stay up late. Say that? Stay up late. Do you like to stay up late?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sunday.
Okay. All right, the next one is
Get up.
get up, right? What time do you get up?
6
6 o'clock, right? And look at the next one. You wake up at 8?
Take up.
She's always late. And the last one, take off
Take off your shoes.
take off your
Shoes.
shoes. Not shoes, but shoes, right? So before you get in the house, do you take off your shoes? Maybe, right? Okay. All right, look at the questions. The first one says, do you want to see a movie together? Do you want to see a movie together? What's the response? Sure. Let's go. What does that mean? Let's go.
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 I like your idea.
Yeah, like your idea.
Let's go.
Bamista?
Mhm.
Which one, I mean, which
This one.
Yeah, we're in the expressions one. We're gonna look at number 2 now. It says, how late do you work? What's the answer?
Tell me. Midnight.
Till midnight. What is till?
Still like still.
Not still.
Like wait.
To me,
Like who starts?
Till. Okay, let's talk about this one. So till is until. Have you seen that word before?
uncle.
Until.
Yeah.
Until. Okay. We're at school, right? What time do we go home? What time is school finished? 2:30. 2:35, right? Hey, is it time to go home now?
No.
We can't go home until 2:35. 2:35, right? We have to stay in school until 2:35, right? Okay. So how late do you work? The person works and works and works and works, but what time does he stop? Midnight. What time is midnight?
Oh,
12 o'clock a.m. Very good. All right, and number 3 says, I sleep in on weekends. And the person says, me too. What does that mean? What does me too?
Together.
Together.
Same, right? Right? I like chocolate. Me too. I like coffee. Me too. Right? Okay. E3. Great. We're gonna skip the working together part, but I do want to read the paragraph at the very bottom. Do you see where it says, what do I do? Do you want to read it for me? Yeah, even better. Why don't you read it? What do I do? All right.
Me begin early.
Hang on. Not May begins. My day.
My day begin early. I get to work 5 p.m. and start work at 6 a.m. I finish work at 3 p.m. for my job. I need special drivers.
License. Hang on. Do we know what a license is?
Yeah, when you drop
These
the
are the
car,
cards.
you think,
The card they give you.
It's a special card, right? Yeah, and it allows you to do something. Okay.
License. I see a lot of people when I work. Young people, active people, and older people. They use cash or
MetroCard.
to pay. Most of them are nice. Some of them aren't. I'm very careful in my work,
Especially
especially when it rains.
rains with an S, right?
Sometimes when it snows, I don't work. What I do?
What do I do?
What do I do?
Do you understand what his job is?
Yeah.
What is his
Work.
job?
Work?
What kind of work?
You are walking.
Is he a teacher?
No.
No.
Is he a doctor?
Driver.
Is he a baker?
Yeah.
Does he bake bread? What does he do? Yeah, does he work at Papa John's? Well, let's look again, right? He gets up early, he finishes at 3, he needs a driver's license.
Oh, maybe he's the
He's a taxi.
A taxi driver?
No.
Maybe he drives for Uber.
He drives
Maybe an
truck.
Uber driver?
Truck.
Wait a minute. But then it says, I see a lot of people when I work,
Maybe.
and they use cash or a Metro card.
Is bus.
Do you think he's a
Bus?
bus driver?
Yeah.
Do you use a Metro card?
No,
For
no,
Uber?
no, no.
No.
No? He definitely doesn't work at
Right.
Papa John's though, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. And then he says he has to be very, very careful when it rains. Sounds like a bus driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, let's go to the next page, page 84. All right, so I will ask the questions. Can you answer?
Yeah.
Give me the answer. All right, how do I get there?
Take the number.
Why do you?
To
No, so
Oh,
the
you
answer
want
right over here.
to-
Take the number 3 bus. Ready, 1, 2, go. How do I get there?
Take the
number
number
3 bus.
Three
Good.
bus.
Take 5.
Take the number 3 bus. Why do you go to bed so early?
I start work at 6.
I still work at
6 o'clock a.m., right? So if you start work at 6, you have to go to bed pretty early, right? Okay, when do you leave?
After lunch.
Good. Where do they live?
Here.
In Seattle. In Seattle. Good. What does he do?
He's a bus driver.
So we can say, what does he do? He is a bus driver. He's a bus driver. Or we can say what does he do?
He drives.
Drive or drives?
Drives.
He drives. Drives what?
Bus.
Just one bus? Or many buses?
One bus.
No,
One
one.
bus.
It could be a different bus every day, right?
Yeah.
So probably we would say this. He drives buses.
Bus.
He drives buses. Is it the same bus every time?
No.
He drives a bus.
Different.
But we definitely don't say he drives bus. He drives bus. Ow, ow. Okay, next one. How late does she stay up? Until midnight, right? Okay. What time does it start?
Past
Good.
7.
Who wakes you up? Your mom?
No, my
So what does the alarm clock do?
We sleeping in.
What does the alarm clock do? Listen to my question. What does it do? What does the alarm clock do?
Clock,
For this person, right? It says, who wakes you up? Your mom? No, my alarm clock.
Elaine, the clock.
So it wakes him up, right?
Yeah,
Right? What happens on Saturday?
to sleep
We sleep in. What does that mean? Sleep.
in the bed,
We sleep in the bed?
the,
Is that what it means?
in the
You
house.
sleep under the bed.
No. All right. This morning you woke up at what? 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock,
7.
7 o'clock, right? Okay. What if today were Saturday? What time would you wake
Oh,
up?
get
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
12 a.m.
12
My mom
p.m.
should
like
wake
at
up, she
noon,
woke
right?
up.
Okay. So you sleep later. You sleep later on the weekends, right? You sleep in. That's what that means. You sleep in. So when you sleep later than usual. Okay. All right. Look at the WH questions. WH questions ask for information. Anytime there's a question, there's something that we want to know, right? They often start with, say these with me. When, do you see the questions?
Yeah.
When, why, how, where, come on, what time, who, or
Where?
what. Okay, so look at the examples. What time do you start work? What time does he get up? Where does Annie go to school? How does she get to school? How do you get to school?
I walk.
You walk?
Yeah.
So you use your feet?
Yeah.
Or does your mother carry you?
I use my feet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just one.
We just leave here.
You take an Uber.
No.
I have money.
All right. Now look at this. It says use a WH word. WH word. By the way, how is actually a WH word, even though there's no W. I guess there is a W. There is an H. We'll call it a WH word.
That way.
All of these are WH words, right? And there's always either do or does, right? That's what it's saying. Plus, the subject, 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 right? Plus the base form, right? So like, me, do, stay, right? Right. To ask a question about the subject, use who or what, plus the third person singular form of the verb. So look at this question. Do you see right here? There's no do, right? Who wakes you up? Who wakes you up?
My
Your
mom.
mom, right? Who wakes you up? So in the answer, we're replacing the who with the answer. Who wakes you up? My mom wakes me up. Who wakes you up? Yeah, I wake myself up, right? Who wakes you up? My
phone.
alarm clock. Or my phone wakes me up, right? My phone wakes me up. My little brother wakes me up. My dog wakes me up, right? Alright, let's keep going. Okay, look at the next one. It says, what happens on Sunday? What happens on Sunday? So every Sunday, what happens? What does your family do? We go to church maybe, right? Or maybe we stay home, right? Or we don't do anything, right? We eat, right? All right, look at the number 3. It says, to ask about the meaning of a word, say, what does blah, blah, blah mean? This is a good one, because if you say, what means blah, 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 it's not good English, right? What does blah, blah, blah mean? Right, so when you're in another class and you don't understand a word, say, what does blah, blah, blah mean? So for example, what does little mean? What does little mean? It means small. So answers say, blah, blah, blah means blah, blah, blah. Okay, to ask about the spelling of a word, how do you spell? Right, how do you spell shoes? How do you spell shoes?
S-H-O-S-E.
S. How do you spell Kinyawanda? We'll find out later. All right. I'll ask you later. Okay, look at part 1. Look at part 1 on page 85. All right, you know what? I need someone to be Mark. There he is. Okay, and I need someone to be Josh. I need someone to be Josh. Right there, Josh. All right, there we go. All right. As we do this, we're going to underline the WH questions. Ready? Go. So who's Mark? Right there. Mark.
So, what do you think of my new job?
Of your new job.
Your new job.
Great, I love it. But it's really
What do you mean?
Stop there, stop there, stop there, stop there. I want you to underline. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean, right? Go ahead and underline that, right?
Well, I have to go to bed early and get up early.
All
Hold on, he's still underlining. What do you mean?
Right, I have to go to bed early and then get up early.
Early. Okay, continue.
What time do you go to bed?
Hang on, underline. What time do you go to bed? Underline. Where's your pencil? What time do you go to bed? That is my WH question, right? So you should have.
What time do you
Oh, I didn't need to erase that as well. Look. What do you mean? What time
Do you go to
do
bed?
you go to bed? Right? Underline it. Right? Okay, continue.
How about 20?
Who wakes you up?
Okay, go ahead and underline that. Who wakes you up? All right.
Amanda.
Amanda.
Amanda?
That's my main job.
Who wakes you up? Amanda?
Amanda.
Besides Mike, right?
Yeah.
And I'm Josh.
Yeah.
You're Josh.
Josh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amanda, no way.
No, Amanda.
Amanda.
Amanda? Like you're crazy. Amanda?
Amanda?
No way.
Amanda? No way. My own uncle does.
My alarm clock does. My alarm clock does.
My alarm does.
How do you like your boss?
Oh, underline that. How do you like? How do you like your boss? She's nice.
She's nice and and then lunch the other guys in the office. We eat lunch together and have great
Conversations. Everyone say that. Conversation.
Conversation.
What is a conversation?
Two people talking.
Talking, right? We talk about the weather. We talk about our teachers. We talk about
Miss Kim.
why not, right? You talk about Miss Kim, right? You talk about grammar, probably, right? So, what's your favorite verb? Okay. All right.
What you talk about?
All right. Go ahead and underline that. What do
You
What do you talk about? I swear that's an A. There we go. What do you talk about? Josh, what do you talk about?
Other things for travel.
Travel, movies.
No, I mean movies.
That's great.
That's great. Yay, that was wonderful acting. Wonderful acting. All right. Look at number 2. Or part 2, number 1, it says where you work. We're going to say where do you work. Let's do number 2 and 3. What time do you start work? We're going to say what time.
do you start work?
What time do you start?
What time do you start work? Number 2. What time do you start work? Let's do one more. What you do in your job. We're going to say what?
What do you do?
What do you do in your job?
I'm sorry.
I just
Get it?
Yeah.
So you're going to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Actually, let's do number 4 together. Just number 4.
What do you work with?
Well, this one says who, right?
Who do you work with?
Right? So because of the word you, we're going to use do. So who do you?
Work with.
All right, so you're going to do 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Look at part 3. Look at part 3.
What?
So for this one, there's a conversation. It says, where do they live? They live on 40th Street in Redmond. Right? So the question goes with the answer. Look at number 2.
What time do you
Jeremy, blah, blah, blah. I go to bed at 11 or 11:15.
What time do you go to sleep?
Aha. So this is number 2, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What time? Is it do you or does you?
Do you
Do you. And then goes? Goes?
go?
Oh, go, right? Base verb. I forgot. Go.
Baby.
And you go to bed. Okay. You're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Yeah.
The last thing we're going to do you see the editing? It says there are 4 mistakes. The first mistake is already corrected. So no, the first one says, hey, I have a new job. Really? Where you work? And it should be, where do you work, right?
Baby.
At a bookstore. Oh, what you do?
What do you do?
What do you do?